There are now a total of 5 separate allegations against Brett Kavanaugh. He has denied all of them. And tomorrow, the first accuser is expected to speak to the Senate Judiciary Committee. And just hours ago, she released a statement that she plans to read. Christine Blasey Ford, the California professor, alleging that Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her at a party more than 3 decades ago, released the prepared remarks she plans to deliver at Thursday's hearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee. In the remarks, Ford says, "The details about that night that bring me here today are ones I will never forget. They have been seared into my memory and have haunted me episodically as an adult." She goes on to say, "I believe he was going to rape me. I tried to yell for help. When I did, Brett put his hand over my mouth to stop me from screaming. This was what terrified me the most and has had the most lasting impact on my life. It was hard for me to breathe, and I thought that Brett was accidentally going to kill me." Ford's lawyers released photos today of her undergoing a polygraph back in August. In his prepared testimony, Kavanaugh is frank about alcohol, admitting, "I drank beer with my friends, usually on weekends. Sometimes I had too many. But I never did anything remotely resembling what Dr. Ford describes." Meanwhile, a third accuser is threatening to derail the Supreme Court nominee.
The details in this declaration are specific. They are shocking, but above all else, they are true. And my client stands behind them 100%.
Julie Swetnick alleges in a signed affidavit that she attended well over 10 parties where she saw Kavanaugh, then in high school, drink excessively at many of these parties and engage in abusive and physically aggressive behavior towards girls. Swetnick also alleges Kavanaugh and others would spike the punch to cause girls to become inebriated and disoriented so they could then be gang raped in a side room or bedroom. Later adding, "I became the victim of one of these gang or train rapes where Mark Judge and Brett Kavanaugh were present." Swetnick does not say Kavanaugh or Judge assaulted her or the other girls. And while Swetnick says she's aware of other witnesses who can corroborate her claims, she has not yet identified those witnesses. Kavanaugh immediately denied the new allegation, saying in a statement, "This is ridiculous and from the Twilight Zone. I don't know who this is and this never happened."
I'm asking you why in this process, which has been so debased on both sides, why are people who have these serious allegations not going to law enforcement themselves and saying, take a look at this?
Attorneys for Mark Judge, also identified by Swetnick, say he, quote, vehemently denies the allegations contained in the affidavit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
President Trump also took aim at Swetnick's attorney, Michael Avenatti, the same attorney representing Stormy Daniels.
If you look at this lawyer that just came out, he's a lowlife. He represented Democrats. Nobody ever talks about that. He's a Democrat lawyer. Not a very good one, but he's a Democrat lawyer.
Democrats are calling for Thursday's hearing to be suspended.
When the question of credibility is so much in doubt as it is now with Judge Kavanaugh, that person should not be sitting on the highest court in the land.
But that hearing will stay on as planned, according to the committee chair.
Tomorrow is very, very important. She's been waiting for 10 days now to appear.
Deborah Ramirez is the second accuser. The Senate committee will not hear from her. And late tonight, 2 more people came forward, an anonymous woman and a man whose name is being kept secret. There is no indication tonight the Senate committee will consider their accusations before they vote on Friday.